Welcome, in front of me is an iPhone 12 and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So we're going to begin with the background application refresh, which will allow apps to refresh constantly when your device is connected to either mobile network or Wi-Fi, and this will ensure that you're getting constant notifications from applications, for instance like Facebook or some other ones, Instagram, anything like that. As long as it's connected to some kind of network, it will give you constant refreshes. And to do that, you want to go to the general section or in the settings, and then background app refresh, and simply enable the apps that you want to have refreshed. Now I will also mention that any app that is doing this, so considering this is on right now and it's on for both of them, so Wi-Fi and mobile data, that will reduce your battery, which is also a message that Apple gives you right here, because it needs to constantly use Wi-Fi and keep looking for updates. It will drain your battery faster than it would normally do. So if you want to preserve as much battery as you can and you don't care for notifications that much, simply toggle it off, and that will then ensure that your device doesn't actually need to do pointless work, and in this case it will also save a little bit of battery on top of that. Now moving on to the next one, it's just going to be a simple dark mode, which can be accessed through the display and brightness, and right over here, once you enable it, as you can see, everything turns dark. And this also includes some default apps, as you can see, so it will just add a bit of a darker look to it. Now also, if you're using the stock wallpaper from Apple, like the one that comes set up by default, as you can see, when you go from light to dark, it also changes the wallpaper to that dark theme. So if we go back into the settings, you can see if I change it back up to light, that this is now in a light mode. Now also in here you have the automatic, so this will set up automatically based on the time of day, so sunset to sunrise and stuff like that, or you can also just set it up yourself at a specific time if you want to, or if you disable it, you can select it manually. Then moving on to the next one, it's gonna be the app library. Now if you're an Android user, you've probably already seen this. It's called basically an app drawer, and it has all the applications that you have downloaded right over here, so you don't actually have to have them on the home screen right over here. And also there's a settings for it, so if we go into the, where is it, I believe it's home screen, right over here. Yep, there we go. So, and here you have the newly downloaded apps will be added to your home screen, or you can make them to be added to your app library instead. So you can select that if you want them, so when you install new apps, they won't show up here anywhere, they will just be added right here, and you can search for them or just simply look through the folders that are here. And then moving on to the next one, it's going to be the control center. So by default, when you pull down the control center, it is fairly limited. It has just a couple toggles and slides, whatever, but you can also hold it. So for instance with music, because there's not much here, light, it gives you an option for dark mode if you want to, night shift, true tone, along with the general brightness that we're all used to, along with things like toggles. If you hold down the do not disturb mode, as you can see, gives you a couple options right here. Lock, I don't think it gives anything. If you hold the toggles right over here, it will expand them, so you have a couple additional ones. And yeah, now you can also add more to it by going into the settings. Let's go back and go to the control center, and right here you can see everyone with the plus can be added, as you can see. So now there is far more toggles than there were previously. So if there's some toggle that you want to add, you can do so by simply tapping on it, and then you can also rearrange them by grabbing it. There we go, and moving it over. So as you will see now, dark mode is right here. So just a nice customization right over here. And the last thing that I wanted to show is, if you're the person that likes to preserve the battery, you also probably turn off Bluetooth, Wi-Fi when it's not needed, but on here, if you tap on it or even hold it, whatever you want to do with it, it won't turn it off. It will still be enabled, it just will disconnect from everything that it is connected to, making the toggle completely useless. So as you can see, right now it's still enabled, it just kind of grayed out, it's not off. And we know that it's not off if we go into the settings, Wi-Fi, it's not connected, but it's still enabled. And that is one of the things I want to show, is that you can disable it from here. Now, it is not the most convenient place for you to disable things quickly, but it is accessible if you want to truly turn off Wi-Fi or, for instance, Bluetooth. So that will completely toggle it off, and you can see it right now. It is grayed out, completely off right now, and it even says off. So just a nice way for you to turn off certain functions if you don't actually need them at the moment, to preserve a little bit more battery. But this would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I want to share, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.